Welcome back everyone to another video. Yeah, we're gonna resume. And yeah, a big war in Europe is happening between Scotland, the UK, France, and Germany. Scotland and Germany going against France and the UK. Although before the war started, land was purchased from Denmark. Yeah, war starting. Although Germany has focused their industry more on the army, so now France and Germany are kind of tied, except Germany has a stronger military now, because instead of focusing on other industries, they're mainly focusing on their military now, just like they did in ye olden days. Also, Germany has like 20 million more people than France, so they can also draft more troops. So the first battle begins at Luxembourg, where Luxembourg militia and German troops defeat French soldiers and Luxembourg state guardsmen, or whatever you want to say, because there's a lot of Germans living in Luxembourg, so yeah. Although Scotland has been facing some tough fighting. Has been facing some very tough fights. Yeah. Italy decides to join on Germany's side. Although Spain joins against Italy and Germany or whatever. And so big boom is happening and fight big. It is pretty hard for the French to spread out their troops evenly and stuff. So they have to send some of their troops over to go fight the Italians. Although the Italians don't really advance that much on this French because they have to deal with the stinky Spanish. Germany scores some more victories against France. Although the French soldiers hunker down and they fight very valiantly, causing a stalemate. The Spanish Navy makes it very tough for the Italians. although the Spanish are unable to make a landing in Sardinia or Corsica. Meanwhile, California and Saskatchewan are going to war because they're fighting over the Columbia River. So the Californian troops make it over the border. They score quite the victories over Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan is stubborn, and they also make some good points. Although ultimately the Californian army is way better. And they beat up Saskatchewan a lot. And if Saskatchewan if they aren't careful, California could launch an all-out attack from the Montanan border and try to take Saskatoon. Although Mexico is afraid that if California beats up and takes over a lot of Saskatchewan, California and the California and the U.S. will try to take back territory from the Third Mexican Empire. So the Third Mexican Empire makes this crazy trade route or whatever. Well, yeah. They do this crazy hard trade route from Alaska to Saskatchewan. And they give some weapons to Saskatchewan, although it is really hard to give Saskatchewan stuff. So Saskatchewan doesn't make too much progress, but it's enough to retake some good points. California has had enough of this. So they do a all-out attack. And they go to capture Saskatoon. So while they're trying to take Saskatoon, since a majority of the forces is going after Saskatoon, this gives Saskatchewan a clear advantage. The Californian troops aren't really able to hold their own. And Vancouver is captured by Saskatchewan. Although Saskatoon is captured. Although the Third Mexican Empire threatening to join the war, and Saskatchewan maybe having a chance to make it for San Francisco, kind of just makes California cranky. So, peace negotiations are made. So this is what the border looks like now. Let me give Saskatchewan, Saskatoon back there. California lost a little bit of land. And yeah, that's all. So mass casualties for Saskatchewan. The Spanish Navy gets pretty exhausted, so they just go back. And Italy uses a lot of money, and they get over into France. Also, Scotland is barely holding their own because of the snow and stuff. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and stay spooky.